everyone, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pokemon Crystal, where we are playing Ecruteak City. This is turn 17. Let's jump into things. Okay, so our war with Cyanwood City is heating up. Go ahead and check things. We have found a broken shower in Shambolic, and I actually don't remember what this is, so we'll have to check it. But we have a bunch of battles. Let's watch them. So, battle in Dunster. Okay, so we've got a small force here, just kind of like raiding. Ooh, and this is actually a fair chunk of, not province defense, but like a little force here. The biggest concern being these two Hitmonchans, right? Everyone else does regular or non-magic damage, but the Hitmonchans, they do magic damage, but they have a connected hit that does elemental damage. Gonna hook me up, bam. Yep, so let's go and watch. Let's see how this turns out. We've got our free spawn that goes forward, a couple of shots. So I've noticed this, that even when they're on hold and attack, if someone comes in range while they're on hold and attack, they will fire at those individuals, which is interesting. I think it's a positive. I'm not sure that it's a positive. I can see it being a negative in some scenarios, but I think it's probably more of a positive than a negative. Our force runs forward, starts to cut through some of the enemies, but it looks like we're a little overwhelmed, and it kind of looks like the Hitmonchans came in and punched a couple people down. Yep, see, just popping them. And we rout. Okay, fortunate. We lost the battle here in Dunster. What did we lose? We lost 8 Ghastlies, 1 Haunter, and they didn't really lose anything because this was province defense. So that is unfortunate. Actually, this was mostly province defense. Thought it was a little bit of. So it's the 2 Crush Girls is the issue. So each Crush Girl spawns a Hitmonchan. So okay, cool. Next up, we have a battle in the Dunes of Death. Okay, so this is our little 80 force against the very big stack of Ruby White Belts. Ruby, 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 Ruby! And I will continue to do that forever, I apologize. And the 2 Battle Girl X's. This is going to be an interesting battle. So, our free spawn begins to move forward, get some spells cast, some Stone Skin casting, which is interesting because it means they're not up to Iron Skin yet. Our first initial salvos go out. We begin to move. And this is where I'm going to point out that I find this kind of sus, right? Our entire force is moving. Their entire force is moving. This Hitmonlee just went up in the air, and this one hasn't even moved yet. So now it moves. After everyone else starts moving, and I mean, it's the same order, right? It's whether it's hold and attack, and it's basically a attack rear command, right? So I don't know if that was just luck or what, but the fact that everyone else moves. Remember, this was a box around my commander, with the commander towards the front of the box. This was a box around my commander, and the box is already even gone before they even go up in the air. Like, what the fuck? So you can hear me bitching. You know what's gonna happen. Boom! They come down right in the correct location, right at the back of the box, after the box has already even moved. This feels highly sus. Now, I know how attack rear commands work, and I've done plenty of them myself. This just feels like it was a little like perfect storm scenario, right? They don't even go up until everyone else has already started moving. So basically, like, they hold their movement until everyone else has started moving. That's really lucky. And then when they come down in exactly the right position. They could have come down over here. They could have come down, like, on the side or something like that. No, they come down literally in an adjacent square, in a diagonal square from my end boot. And not only that, but there's a dozen targets around them. They attack my commander, which is annoying, but it happens. You know, it's like that's just the nature of the game, right? So what we'll do is, and this is probably something that we already should have done, but it's something that I've been trying to avoid, and it's something that I'm trying to get used to with this nation, right? Is what exactly do I need to do with all these ghosts? Do I need to have them shooting? Well, that seems like a bad plan. Do I need to have them in boxes? Well, potentially yes. Do I need guard commander, right? So we'll probably just do some guard commander stuff. No big deal. So let's check this. Students of Death. We lost 1 Kimono Woman, 2 Ghastlies. They lost the 2 Hitmonlees, and a single Ruby White Belt. So, not a huge loss for us, honestly. Like, retreat details, all of 60 of my units made it back. So we actually did end up losing like another 18 units, which is kind of whatever. Like, honestly, I'm not super worried about it. So we have 2 more battles, Larian Swamps. This one, another big 80 stack, comes in, mostly just province defense, and we fire off our initial salvos. That's actually a lot of firing. Like, I wonder if this was not set to attack. We lost 3 Ghastlies, killed their province defense, easy. Had a battle in Kevin. And this was our combined force, our combined raiding force, which is actually got a lot of Haunters in it now. Up against a decent amount, really. So our free spawn goes out, we get our initial salvos, everyone comes running forward. There was a Hitmonlee in this, but it looks like he came down somewhere in the mix and just got popped. There's a Hitmonchan over on the side, getting popped. I don't like. I don't know if this is just a thing, but I don't like the way the Ghastlies work. They're on a attack command, and they run forward to attack. But as soon as they attack, afterwards they just start shooting again, right? So, just oof. Like, I'm gonna be my own worst enemy. I'm going to kill so many of my own units. And that's just, I've already got enough problems, right? I've already got enough issues that I'm facing as a nation. To adding to the mix that my free spawn is killing itself is just like, god damn. It's so rough. Okay, so in Kevin, we lose 3 Ghastlies and 1 Haunter. Not a big deal, right? We did kill a lot of units. Went pretty well for us, so. We did not get his Karate King, though. Although, actually, look at that. He probably retreated. Oh, he could have retreated here because we attacked in Kevin, so he probably retreated to either Dunster or Cyanwood. So I was hoping he died on the retreat. What else do we have going on? We have a Summer Heat has been distilled into glowing rubies by a young mage, so we got 2 fire gems. Very nice. Then we got a local wizard has been lynched after allegations of turning a peasant into a frog. His magical resources have been transported to a lab. 5 nature gems and 3 astral pearls. Nice, very nice, very, very nice. And then we got some more Ghastlies promoted in Kevin. Basically, this force just gets more and more Ghastlies, which is freaking awesome, honestly. Let's take a look at Shambolic, because I don't remember this Broken Tower. Ooh, that is a good sight. 2 death gems. That kicks our death gems up to 12. And putting that on top of the concept that we get a death gem for every single temple, which I did not originally know about this nation, that's pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing. Now we just got to get our research up, which we got to work on. Got to work on getting our income up. We are building a fortification here in the second forest, so we're going to be able to do recruitment here, simply. We're already doing schoolgirls, but anyways, okay, let's talk about what we are doing. So we talked last turn we were going to make a whole lot of these attacks, and we knew that we were going to lose some of them. We did lose 2 of the 4. Dunster, perfectly acceptable. Saw that coming, right? That's fine. Lost in Dunes of Death, and that one I think we shouldn't have lost. That was just unfortunate luck for us. But it's something that we can fix. It's not something that it's like a hard scenario. But I want you to notice something. Cyanwood City didn't do anything. I don't know if they staled last turn. I don't know if they have basically given up. They've got 6 provinces right now. I don't know what's going on. But I'm not about to let up the gas. I'm going to keep hammering them as much as I can, and we're going to see how it goes. So what are our plans? So low commitment plan. We have Kimono 6 with 3 Ghastlies attacking into Vertland. And this is just a random die roll because it says that the province is free from enemy military units. It's still possible that they have some province defense here, but it's glamored province defense, right? I guess. I'm not sure how that works necessarily. But it's possible that there's no province defense here, so we're just going to see. Okay? We're going to see how it goes. From there, we are attacking into Kevin, or we're attacking into Dunster with the forces from Kevin. And we know what they have now, right? We know that they have all of those units there. But I think this stack, right, we only had like 17 last time. I think a 40 stack is much more likely to be able to handle things. And we are putting some bodyguards on all of our... You know what? We should not put those bodyguards. We should put something that doesn't matter as much. Because those are good fighters. We want those haunters in the mix. So these guys on guard commander. And they can confuse Ray, so that should be simple. Actually, you know what? These are probably some of the best ones. Confuse Rayers and maybe like Hexers? Not Shadow Ball ones. Because yeah, Hexers. Because Hex doesn't have a... well, maybe not. I feel like Hex doesn't have a projectile. Hex just... Yeah, it's just a boom, and then the magic resistance negates. So maybe Hex would be a good one. But Confused Ray, I feel like, is maybe... Could be decent. I don't know. Anyways, we're putting bodyguards on some people. We're in attack in Dunster. This force from Kevin should be able to handle the force in Dunster. We have a little bit of a hodgepodge going on with this location. With Larian, Dumna, Histria, and Dunes of Death, okay? And that's because of the routing forces from the failed attack on Dunes of Death last turn. So what are we doing? We are moving... Primarily, here's the big deal. We're moving Kimono 3 and Kimono 2 with full forces, right, into Dunes of Death. They've got guard commanders on. They've got full stacks. As long as it's just this army, right, they should easily defeat it. No problem. We'll see how it goes, right? But now we've got a bunch of shit all over the place, right? We've got forces here in Larian Swamp. We've got forces here in Dumna. So what we're doing is we're moving forces around for that. Kimono 9 is going to head into, and we're going to attack into, not stealth into. We're going to attack into Larian Swamps so that if someone moves, for example, he moves forces from Dunster into Larian Swamps, Kimono 9 is going to be there as a commander to lead these units, okay? Now, if he moves his god in there, they're going to die anyways. If he moves this stack in there, it's going to bump with... It's probably going to be in Larian Swamps, so it'll be a fight between all of these forces and Kimono 9's forces. So we may or may not win that. Right, there's a bunch of different options up in the air. But what we're doing by moving these kimonos around in attack mode rather than stealth mode is we're trying to provide leadership for the ghosts that have routed previously. And we're doing the same thing in Dumna as well. We're sending Kimono 12 in with a 24 stack, along with Kimono 11 in with a 57 stack. And the hope here is if there's a battle in Dumna, or if there isn't a battle in Dumna, regardless, we should be able to, 1, win it, and 2, move out of Dumna next turn with a full stack. Okay? And it's at this point that, you come to the realization that we've got about we've got 2 full stacks and a myriad of other little hodgepodge stacks, to the point to where we have about 480 stacks worth of units engaged in this war with Cyanwood City. And on turn 17, that's not bad, right? For a free spawn nation, I feel like that's pretty okay. Could we be doing better? Absolutely, but I think it's not too bad. Aside from that, we are continuing in our cyclical, gathering of units between Wesh, Ecruteak, Golamrod. We're trying to mix Anvast in as well in this turn, right? So we've got some 13 spawn here. We've already grabbed the ones here in Golamrod. We've grabbed these 11 here on Kimono 5. We've got another 37 here in Ecruteak City. So we're getting to the point to where we are spawning a great deal of forces every single turn. I think it's at the point to where we're spawning close to 20 to 25 in Ecruteak, and 10 to 15 in both Wesh, Golamrod, and Anvast. So we're not quite to that point of a full 80 every single turn, but we're getting pretty close. Now, I do think that higher... I don't remember if this is correct or not, but I do think that higher level fortifications are going to increase the spawn rate. So we do want to get to the point to where we're doing that, right? Part of how we're going to go about that is we're spawning a bunch more kimono women this turn. We've got 1, 2, 3 kimono women that we're recruiting this turn, along with a schoolgirl and another junior trainer boy. Okay. Next turn, we're probably going to drop a temple in the second forest, so that we have a temple here as well. We're gonna hit 5 fortifications and 5 temples by turn 20, and that's pretty good. Like I'm definitely happy with that, especially since it looks like we're winning our first war. And if we can get over and cap Cyanwood City, we might actually not temple Cyanwood City for, well, basically forever, right? What we might try to do is just try to leave these lands over here next to Cyanwood City, leave them outside of our dominion for as long as we can, so that we can try to use them to generate money for as long as we can, and build up the infrastructure of our core land as much as we possibly can. Okay? We'll see how that goes. That might not be a feasible strategy, but it's something that I'm kind of playing around with the idea of. But we got to get through Cyanwood City to actually do that. Our god Casper is pretty much fully kitted out except for 2 miscellaneous slots, and we don't really have anything that we can make that we care about putting into those miscellaneous slots yet. Once we get to Construction 4, obviously that would be a different matter. We're going to hit Enchantment 3 this turn and be a little chunk on the way towards Enchantment 4. Enchantment 4 is 400 research, I believe. So we'll be, a quarter of the way there. It's going to be hard trying to make it to Enchantment 5. It's going to be very difficult. Research is now going to be critical. Our income is going to have to go towards that as an option. And I think these schoolgirls are probably going to be one of the best ways that we can get that going. So, schoolgirls at 36 gold per year versus something like, we've got this Ecruteak White Channeler, which is 44 gold per year. Now, the Ecruteak White Channeler, of course, it does have a little bit more research, but they have madness, so they are insane. So it's a little harder to use them. But also versus the trainer boys, 92 gold per year, right? Because keep in mind, these are not sacred. We're getting into that point to where I think we have an initial interesting kind of okay expansion route, and we're probably going to win our first war, but then we're just not going to scale because we need to scale off money, and we're not going to be able to scale off money. We're not going to be able to ramp our research up very well. I think after, we might not even make it to Enchantment 5, but we might head towards Enchantment 4, and after Enchantment 4, we might try to run up Construction, because I think, yeah, isn't Construction 4 where you can start making Skull Mentors? I'm pretty sure that's the case. So, double check this real quick. Skull Mentor. Yeah, Enchantment 4 is Skull Mentors. So, and it's 10 gems to make a Skull Mentor. But honestly, I think at this point, it's probably going to be worth it for us to go that route. Because otherwise, I don't think we have a good avenue for ramping up our research. And we've got to get good research going. I think without hitting Well of Misery and Tartarian Gate by, I don't know, turn 50 or something like that, I think we just lose. Like, out of the gate, just lose. Now, there are other routes we could go. We could go the Burden of Time route. But I think if we do that, everyone just turns on us and kills us. I don't think we can win going that route. But I do think there's the option, if we go Well of Misery and Tartarian Gate, and if people don't realize what has happened in time, right? Then I think that's going to give us a lot of power, and then we can turn around and go all the astral buffs, Wish, etc. with Casper. So, I don't know. I think Ecruteak City is quite weak. I think we've done well. We've got really lucky. And I think we basically matched up against a best case scenario match for our first war. I think if we were warring against Viridian City, this would be way worse. I think if we were warring against Azalea City, we'd be dead. Like, super dead. Also, they're freaking terrifying. Also, hey, we actually found Viridian City. Viridian City's right here. So, amusingly, when Olivine was in Ivanmore, they were right next to Viridian City's cap. So this is probably why that happened. They probably had a conversation, and Viridian City was probably like, yo, pull up, hold the phone, right? But this does show that Viridian City is quite small, right? Maybe just controlling a little bit of this territory. My assumption is actually that Pewter, which we haven't been able to find, is somewhere over here. We know Mahogany's right here and Goldenrod's right here. Maybe Pewter's somewhere up in here, and they're just like itty bitty bitty. Vermilion's here. We still haven't actually found Azalea, but I'm pretty positive that it's 38. That just seems to make sense to me. Or maybe it's like 59, right? I could see that. Like somewhere up in here. 49, 59, 38, that type of situation. So, who knows? Ostmark. Alright, anyways, I think that's going to be it for the turn. We've got some more fun fights potentially going on with Cyanwood. We've got a plan for the future. I don't know that that plan's going to work. I just don't know how the ramp to try to get up to good research is going to work out with our income scenario being so dire. I feel like we have to take Cyanwood, and then we have to hold it. We have to hold it and try to prevent our Dominion from going over there, which is going to be awkward as fuck. But all right, that's going to be it for the turn. I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.